question so many times, what is a pagan? So we're going to find out the answer. I'm here with Michael Ingvi, who is one of our community's favorite witches. And we're going to ask him some questions. So I'm going to flip the camera around. Say hello in the comments below if you are here with me. And we are going to interview Michael. Hi, Karen. How are you? So I'm going to flip the camera around. Hey, Michael, how are you?
Hello, I'm doing well today. Trying to stay warm in this wintry weather we're having.
Yes, definitely. So, how long has your shop been open here now?
We've been open in this location since the end of September. We were open prior to this, but this is kind of for us kind of our first brick and mortar kind of situation. Prior to this, we were mainly, you were seeing us pop up at expos and events, much like the Empower You Expo, actually.
Yeah, actually, we've known you in this community for a long time, but this is super exciting to have you in a brick and mortar.
So yeah, we're also very excited, yes.
Cool, so I get asked the question, can you tell us the answer? What is a pagan?
Well, pagan, if you go all the way back, that word actually originated in Old Latin. At that point, it really just meant somebody who was not civilized, somebody who kind of lived on the edge of society, somebody who was perhaps a bit closer to the land, somebody that would maybe be considered a bit more primitive. Mm-hmm. And so it originally was kind of a derogatory term, actually. It was a term that the people who were a little higher up in society or a little more established would use to kind of describe the hillbillies, the country folks. Over the years, the meaning for that changed a bit in Old English language. We actually find that the meaning changed a bit, and we actually see now that it was used to describe people who were not necessarily closer to the land, but people who were decidedly not Christian in their spiritual practice. Today, the word pagan has become an umbrella term for anybody who does not adhere or who does not follow an Abrahamic, a Christian-based, or not always Christian, sometimes Christian, anything that would be considered Christian, Islam, Islamic faith, or Judaism, primarily. Abrahamic or Christianized kinds of faiths. If you're not kind of following those kinds of beliefs, you are considered pagan.
Awesome. Well, great definition. So the other question I get asked, so what do you call yourself?
I myself, in the work that I do, I am a witch.
Awesome. So tell me what a witch is and what a witch does.
Witches are, and there's a lot of charge around that word. I know a lot of people hear that word and they sometimes go to a dark place with that, but witches have been around the whole time. In the New Age or the light worker community, often people are using the word shaman. Shamans and witches are basically the same thing.
What? Hold on, I'm going to flip that around. Did you guys hear that? Shamans and witches are basically the same thing. So the Love and Light communities calls themselves shamans, and you call yourself a witch.
That's
Is that
true.
Right, Michael?
That's absolutely true. The work that you would associate to shamanic practice is actually very much what we do as witches. We are very closely connected to the physical world. We are we're masters of plants and and minerals and stones. We do a lot of work to heal our communities, and we do sit primarily as spiritual figures, not authorities necessarily, because we're not religious in the sense that we would ascribe to authority, but we are alternative spiritually in our practices, and we are something that you would see closely tied to shamanic practice. Same thing, different name, different label, same thing.
Cool. So what are some of the tools that you use as a witch or a pagan?
We use lots of different things, and I'm sure every witch or pagan that you would ask would probably give you a different answer. A lot of people identify as pagan in their belief. What distinguishes witches from pagans is how you practice.
Oh,
Witchcraft is a practice. It is an art. It is what you actually do. It's an action rather than just a belief. And so that would be where you would see a little bit of difference. As far as tools, we use a lot of things that many other people would maybe be familiar with. We use crystals and stones and herbs. People see things on TV about witches carrying wands. Harry Potter, right? They all carried wands, right? We use tools like that actually, and they do have practical application to a lot of the work that we do, our rituals and our spells. The most powerful tool that a witch will have will, of course, be the mind, wisdom, knowledge. And the heart certainly as well, compassion and feeling, those are going to be the most powerful tools that a witch has in their tool belt.
Cool. Thank you for answering that. So I'm going to totally jump a new question on you and throw one at you that is
Okay.
totally that I didn't even prep you for
Oh, all right.
at all.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let's do
So
this. All right.
why do you want to be a sponsor of the expo? Why do you want to participate in the Empower You Expo?
Oh, all right. Well, that's of course a very good question. I think our main reason for becoming a part of the expo, and particularly with the way that we've seen our business move just within the last few months, is we want to try to build a bridge, within our local community. And this isn't just our local community. This is something that happens all over the place, unfortunately. But we've noticed that we seem to be kind of divided in half. We've got people who fall under the umbrella of pagan or witch, and then we've got people who are more within the light worker, new age kind of spiritual community. And there's been this belief, I think, for a while that we're very different things. And that's not true at all. We all do the same stuff. We just call it different names. And in fact, many of the practices that you see in the lightworker community now actually are things that were kind of taken from much older practices, spiritual practices like witchcraft and shamanism and paganism. So our purpose in being a sponsor for this very important event is to try to continue to do the work that we can to kind of reach out, to connect with people in the community, to show people that we're here, that we're also doing very powerful, very good healing work, not just for the people, but for the planet. And to be able to establish those connections, really, because we're all kind of on the same team. We all kind of want the same thing.
Yes, we are. I'm going to flip the camera around really quick so I can tell everybody my thoughts on that. I actively recruited Michael to be a sponsor because I love his his whole focus on community and community building, which is what the expo is completely all about. I think that every person needs to have an education and be able to experience all the different things that are available to them so that they can make the best choice for them. So that's what I think. So, Michael, tell me what all you have going on this week. We have Black Friday coming up.
Yes, this week. I mean, we've got a big holiday happening this week, right? And we're very what would be the word? We're very non-denominational here, of course, based on our practices and what we teach. And so however you may celebrate, the holiday, Thanksgiving, whatever you want to call it, Indigenous Peoples Day, whatever you would like to call it. We want to honor that. To kind of support the theme of the holiday and to get in on some of the shopping. We're getting into that season now, right? We do have a Black Friday sale going on this Friday. So if you want to come in and pick up some of your favorite pagan related goods, stop in this Friday. You'll get a good deal.
Cool. So I just have to say they have the best incense that I've bought. Like as far as quality and smell and long lasting, and you guys make them yourself, isn't that right?
We do. We formulate most of the ritual items here in the store, actually. So we make all of our own incense, we make our own spell waters, we make our own ritual candles and soaps, we make our own spell oils. We try to do a lot. We're very practical. Again, that witchcraft, right? Practice, practical. And so we do. And yes, I'm also very proud of our incense selection. We have another member here of our coven and our staff who formulates those. We make those right here in the shop. They're very good. We use good oils. We use good stuff.
Perfect. That is super cool. So I might give everybody a little tour, maybe, but maybe they'll just have to come in and see it for themselves.
Well, tell people to come in and check us out. We're fairly new and we're kind of tiny. We're not the biggest place in town, but that's not really our mission here. We're not trying to be the next big thing, really. We want to grow certainly and promote, but we're mainly here to reach out and connect with community. And so so come in, check us out. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. Yeah.
Tell me your address and the best way to find you. I know when you first drive by, it was a little bit hard to see, but you've got this new flag out there, which really helps. But give us your address.
Yeah, we've got a flag and some signage out on the street now. So we are at 1922 West, 4700 South in Taylorsville. So we're kind of fairly central in the valley, pretty easy for everybody to get to. If you're heading just east west on 4700, we're on the north side of the street, and we're in a little red brick building. A lot of people are looking for a retail center, and we're not. We actually just kind of bought an old little red brick house, and we renovated this space. So look for the little red brick house on the north side of the street.
Super cool. This is so awesome. So you have to come down and check out the space and get in on their Black Friday deals and say hi to Michael and the rest of the people. Oh, and you have all kinds of classes, don't you? I'm going to flip this back around one more time.
We do. We have, at least for the next 3 months, like every week we've got at least 2 or 3 classes planned. And we're trying to teach people on things that would be a bit more esoteric, things where there may not be a lot of actual like live face-to-face kind of presentation or information available. We do teach subjects that are traditional to our spiritual practices here. This Friday, or excuse me, this Saturday, for example, we do actually have a class. We'll be teaching people how to read crystal ball. A lot of people are a little curious about that, and so we felt it would be a good thing to show them how that's done. But we have several other things coming up, particularly this time of year. We've got a couple of things that will be happening around the solstice. We'll be doing a class where we talk about solstice magic and how to make talismans specific to the solstice. We also have another incense making class coming up. We just talked about the incense we make here. We do have a class. We actually teach people how to make that stuff. And that's coming up. So yeah, if you follow us on our social media page, Facebook, it's just Cat and Cauldron on Facebook. We do have a kind of a live events calendar there. If you visit our website, www.catandcauldron.com, we also have a calendar on our website, and there'll be a full list of our classes on each of those.
Cool. So thank you. My tip to everyone is don't wait around, because yes, this might be a small shop at the moment, but so the classes are limited, space is super, super limited, and they sell out. So do not expect to show up and get a space, because that's not going to happen. You have to either call the shop and book your space for a class in advance, because how many people can you have in a class?
We limit our classes to no more than 10 people.
10 people! Yeah. And it's sold out before you ever get here. So look ahead on their calendar, find something you want, call, book your space, make your payment, because otherwise they're going to be sold out. So watch for us again in December, because Michael will have more stuff to share with us in December, and as part of one of the sponsors of the Empower You Expo in May 2nd, 2020, we will be featuring Cat and the Cauldron every single month. So awesome. Say goodbye to everyone for now.
Well, thank you. Goodbye.
All right, guys. Have a great day and stay safe out there.